everybody, welcome to the Flying Colors Gazette YouTube channel. I'm Kylo Wybie Rivers, the head director of the Flying Colors Gazette online newspaper, and today I have a question for you. Have you ever heard of the phrase, "It's not Adam and Eve, it's Adam and Steve"? Well, I don't believe that this could possibly mean that being heterosexual is the only absolute correct way to be. I believe they were only there that way in the beginning because it was practical for reproduction at the start of the human race. But that doesn't mean that reproduction is the only reason we exist. In fact, it's not. Therefore, if reproduction isn't our purpose for living, then that doesn't make being gay any less correct or right than being straight. Before I explain, I would like to make a disclaimer. I'm not a Christian, but I know several people who are Christian as well as queer who I believe this explanation would comfort. Now, I shall explain. Men and women can work together to reproduce, but what says we have to? My own sister plans to never give birth, so with the logic of the phrase mentioned earlier, my sister's existence and life itself is a waste and unsuccessful. In paragraph 2 of an article titled, "Does Life Have a Purpose?" it states, quote, "All life forms have one essential purpose, survival. This is even more important than reproduction. After all, babies and grannies are alive, but..." Sorry, I have speech impediment. "But don't reproduce. To be alive is more than passing genes along. To be alive is to want to remain alive. This is an essential difference between living creatures and other forms of material organization, such as stars or rocks," unquote. This article mentions that the idea that we don't live to reproduce, but to survive, which Marcelo Gracier, the author, argues is much more accurate. In paragraph 4 of another article titled "The Purpose of Human Life," Eric Kim states, quote, "Consider that solitary confinement is probably the worst torture. Also, consider Tom Hanks on Castaway, where he makes Wilson, a volleyball, his friend. Because to be human is to be social, to have friends and interact with other human beings. If we have nobody to interact with, we invent friends. Perhaps this is where imaginary friends comes from when we are kids, because we have nobody to interact with," unquote. He believes that we exist for social evolution amongst many other things. Reproduction is not our main purpose. I refuse to believe that it was Adam and Eve out of sexual preference. It was simply practical for the beginning. Therefore, this should have no say on whether being gay or straight is any better than the other. I've already proved that reproduction is not our purpose. In Adam and Steve Part 2, however, I will be I will be proving that even though it's not our purpose, we can still reproduce. It's not impossible. It is scientifically possible for gay people to reproduce. We can have children and do what we want and live how we want. So there's not really anything stopping us or making heterosexual really the correct normal way at all, actually. So yeah. Anyway, I just tricked you into listening to me read an article I wrote for the newspaper. I hope you're happy. That's the purpose of this YouTube channel anyway. We're trying to read the articles in a more entertaining, attention-grabbing way so that people who just can't stand reading or just don't want to read that long can just watch a YouTube video and learn more and have knowledge without having to read that, so that it's just easier for everyone. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching the YouTube video today, and we hope to see you next time in the next one. So yeah, goodbye everyone.